Did the city of Los Angeles fail you and your department and our city?
It's my job to stand up as a chief and exactly say justifiably what the fire department needs to operate to meet the demands of the community.
Did they fail you?
That is our job. And I tell you, that's why I'm here. So let's get us what we need so our firefighters can do their jobs.
Did they fail you?
Yes.
Was your budget for the fiscal year 2024-2025 cut?
I can tell you, I'm going to even go back further than that. Again, since day one, we've identified huge gaps in regard to our service delivery and our ability from our firefighters, boots on the ground, to do their jobs. Since day one, this is my third budget as we're going into 25-26. What I can tell you is we are still understaffed, we're still under-resourced, and we're still underfunded. So with that, whether it's 7 million, 10 million.
But was the budget cut, Chief?
Yes, it was cut, and it did impact our ability to provide service.
Did the city of Los Angeles fail you and your department and our city?
It's my job to stand up as a chief and exactly say justifiably what the fire department needs to operate to meet the demands of the community.
Did they fail you?
That is our job. And I tell you, that's why I'm here. So let's get us what we need so our firefighters can do their jobs.
Did they fail you?
Yes.
Was your budget for the fiscal year 2024-2025 cut?
I can tell you, I'm going to even go back further than that. Again, since day one, we've identified huge gaps in regard to our service delivery and our ability from our firefighters, boots on the ground, to do their jobs. Since day one, this is my third budget as we're going into 25-26. What I can tell you is we are still understaffed, we're still under-resourced, and we're still underfunded. So with that, whether it's 7 million, 10 million.
But was the budget cut, Chief?
Yes, it was cut, and it did impact our ability to provide service.
LA Mayor Karen Bass is expected to hold a press conference just within the hour, but she's already facing a lot of tough questions about the city's response to these wildfires,
including a recent multi-million-dollar cut to the fire department's budget. Our investigative reporter Eric Leonard joins us live with new information on that. Eric.
Hi, Michael and Colleen. Yeah, just hours into this devastating Palisades fire, lots of questions being raised about the administration. I mean, we saw yesterday an evacuation that turned into complete gridlock. We learned earlier today that firefighters ran out of water while they were trying to save homes overnight. And now some new insight into the readiness of the LA City Fire Department. As you mentioned, the fire department was among about a dozen city agencies that were the subject of budget cuts during this last fiscal year. The city does its budget that begins July 1st and the year ends the following June. So we're about halfway through this city's fiscal year. And in this year, the city had to make a lot of cuts because of all kinds of over expenditures and not enough revenue. And one of the departments that got cut was the LA City Fire Department. I believe it was about $17.6 million. We were trying to find out today what that actually meant in terms of the department's ability to manage a large major emergency like this. And we've gotten a hold of a memo that was written by the LA City Fire Chief weeks ago. This is dated December 4th, 2024. And it provides an assessment of how the city fire department is dealing with all of those budget cuts. I want to read you a couple of lines out of this. It said, in its opening line, the fire department is facing an unprecedented operational challenge due to the elimination of critical civilian positions and a $7 million reduction in overtime. The civilian positions is how the department absorbed most of that budget cut by not filling open jobs and cutting some of those positions. But there was still $7 million left over. And the fire department uses that money, or did use that money each year, to pay for a variety of disaster preparedness functions, including training. And the chief wrote, without this funding, pilot compliance and readiness are jeopardized and aerial firefighting capabilities are diminished. Now, it's unclear how these budget cuts affected what has gone on over the last 30 hours or so. As you mentioned, Mayor Bass, the fire chief, and a number of other officials are here. We're going to put those questions to them. Separately, we heard earlier today about the firefight in the Palisades running out of water. The DWP confirming that 3 million-gallon water tanks were depleted by 3 o'clock this morning. As we were covering live on the air, that's when dozens of homes and buildings were burning in the Palisades. Mayor Bass expected to address some of those issues this afternoon, but she's been out of town for the bulk of what's happened in the last day. She arrived from overseas earlier today and was confronted in an airport by a reporter asking why she was out of town during what may be some of the darkest moments this city has seen in a generation.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position? Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster?
The city.
Guys, I hate to say I told you so. I absolutely hate to say I told you so. But I continue to tell these Democrat supporting folks, not just black folks, but I got this one. Hey, listen, y'all gotta catch it straight right now. I continue to tell Democrat supporting black folks, Trump is this. The orange man is bad. Oh, y'all cooning. Oh, y'all just love massa. This is what they say to black conservatives. Oh, y'all voting for the KKK and all this type of mess. I continue to tell these people, when it comes to the Democrat Party, when it comes to the party that calls themselves the Democrat Party of the United States of America, when it comes to liberal politicians, African American people being put in positions that they really are not qualified to be in, are nothing more than the fall guy. Fall guy. For when the radical leftist policies, including but not limited to utter neglect, the prioritization of DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion agenda, the prioritization of LGBTQ agenda over the common sense procedural decision making of running cities and states and governments. When these things become priority over the day-to-day maintenance over our local and even our federal government, you are serving as nothing more than the fall guy, or if you want to keep it equal, the fall girl, for when these radical liberal agendas fail. We know they're going to fail. There's no way they can be sustained. You know it. I know it. These people are highly educated. They know it. And when they finally do fail, and the elite 1% and the political elite have pilfered as much money as they can from the situation, someone has to take the fall. And in our country, the people who take the fall for these things are overwhelmingly African American, because only African Americans are so desperate for title and position that they will walk themselves, though they have money, they're making great money, they're highly educated, they have great jobs, you know, they have all the means that they need to provide for themselves and their family. The African American is so hard up, so desperate to have a title or a designation that he or she is willing to allow themselves to be used as the fall guy, to be used as the scapegoat when these radical liberal policies ultimately fail, which is inevitable. When they inevitably fail, which it doesn't take any type of fortune teller or any type of really risky bet to know that this is going to happen. These people literally put things in place that they know they cannot sustain, and when it finally falls through, there's always a good old African American man or woman there to take the fall. Look at Karen Bass right now in Los Angeles. Look at Karen Bass in Los Angeles. Never was qualified. Never should have became mayor. Would not hire this woman to manage a Chuck E. Cheese. But she was propped up by California liberals, radical environmentalists. She was propped up by Gavin Newsom. She was propped up by Nancy Pelosi. She was propped up by the Democrat elite of this state as the perfect answer and solution to all of Los Angeles's problems. But the reality was she was the perfect idiot to be the fall guy for when their radical environmentalist policies that were never intended to save the environment, they were never intended to help the environment, finally fell through. When you refuse to allow water to be pumped into reservoirs, water that serves communities of millions upon millions of people, when you don't allow water to run to the fire hydrants of a particular place in California that is very popular, very known for having notorious, let's say it's notorious for the wildfires that happen every single year, destroying homes, businesses, etc. When you don't allow water to run to the fire hydrants in that area, that's not something that you can just blame one person for. That's something that takes incompetence and neglect on several different levels. It takes many people to perform their job with incompetence and be downright criminally negligent for water to stop flowing to fire hydrants in any jurisdiction or municipality anywhere. There is no mayor on the planet that can say, you know what, I don't want to put water in the fire hydrants this year. I want to dry up the reservoir that supplies water to this particular area of my city. No mayor has the power to do that. Mayors are they're the head of the city, but they still have to answer to the city council. They still have to answer to the governor of their respective state. They still have to answer to the citizens. They still have to answer to many of the officials and administrators within their own city. Isn't it crazy how this at first was attributed to neglect on behalf of all California politicians and legislators and the administration, which happens to be overwhelmingly Democrat. But now everything is being dumped on Karen Bass's shoulders, and she is now to blame for the devastating losses that are taking place not only in Pacific Palisades, but even Altadena. Now the flames have moved 1,000. Did they say 1,000? Not 1,000 miles. I traveled 1,000 something. Traveled like 1,000 feet or something. I don't know exactly what they said. But now these flames are threatening even more affluent areas like Brentwood, where LeBron James lives and other multi-millionaires live. These fires have burned through the night and traveled thousands of acres. And now they're threatening even more neighborhoods in Los Angeles. They're saying Pasadena is under threat. Altadena is destroyed. Pacific Palisades is destroyed. Now it's moving down onto Brentwood. What comes after Brentwood, guys? If you're from LA, what comes after Brentwood? Now you're going to start getting into West LA. Now you're going to start getting into Burbank, Van Nuys, these type of places. It's 1,000, I think they said 1,000 acres. Oh, my sound is going in and out. You know what? Somebody had told me that. Let me try to see if I can fix it. Okay, hopefully we fix the sound issue. But this is utterly ridiculous. This is something. All right, one person said it was going in and out. I don't know what's up. But one person, and I'm no defender of Karen Bass in any way. I don't like her. She's inept. She's not qualified. But how is it that all this is now being blamed on one person? How is it that all of a sudden her name is being thrown out there, but Gavin Newsom's name's not being thrown out there? How is it that now Gavin Newsom is talking about he's ordering an independent investigation into how the water situation was being handled in Los Angeles, when he knows every single thing that was happening when it comes to the water of Los Angeles and the entire state? Gavin Newsom knows good and well that he initiated all these different, he put in all these orders, these executive orders to stem the flow of water from Northern California down to Southern California. And most of what he did was just to thwart Trump's efforts to allow enough water to come down into Southern California to be able to prevent the situation concerning the wildfires. Donald Trump has been criticizing Gavin Newsom about the way he's handled these wildfires for over 6 years, for 6 years or more. Donald Trump has been criticizing Gavin Newsom since his first term as president about the way the water was being handled in California and how the fires were burning too often, too frequently, and too out of control. And it seemed like the state was doing absolutely nothing to deal with the wildfires. There are places with way more forestry, way bigger forest, way drier trees, way drier shrubbery than California. And they don't have a fraction of the damage from these forest fires that California has. They don't even have a fraction of the fires that California has. So it's very clear when you look at what's being done that the problem with California in the fires, the problem, get him out of here. If you lie about the sound, you're gone. Anyway, you'll be listening, but you won't be able to comment. But anyway, so we've known this for years, that the fire situation has been mismanaged. This has been happening since before Karen Bass was even elected mayor. She's barely been mayor of LA for like a year. So who's to blame for the years and decades of out of control fires that California has been experiencing, right? Of course, come out fighting. I love that. I love when you guys comment and talk in the comments. The wildfires were happening under Donald Trump. That is why Donald Trump came to California. Go do a little bit of research before you put your libtard hat on. Trump came to California Donald Trump met with Gavin Newsom. He looked into what was going on with the situation with the fires in California, because they had the fires and they begging for money for federal dollars. Donald Trump made it very clear. He said the way you are mismanaging your forest is leading to these fires, which anyone who lives in the area or lives in California, in LA County, we can tell you they're mismanaging the forest. They don't go in and rake the forest bed. They don't get all that dried up, fallen leaves and all that. They don't get that off the ground. This is the stuff that burns up quickly. When you get heat on it, you get a little heat with some wind, it ignites. It goes up like a tinderbox. They don't do anything to deal with these situations. Nothing at all to deal with these situations. They sit back and let it happen. And Donald Trump, just like many of us in California, we've been attributing it to fraud. We believe that this is collusion between the elite, the wealthy elites, and the politicians of California to secure insurance payouts. Every couple of years, my house burns down. Hell, I could have been in debt for that house. But if the house burns down, I could have been behind underwater. But if the house burns down, the insurance got to pay me. Hey, I'm tired of living in California. I can't sell this house because there's not a lot of people out here with millions upon millions of dollars to buy these big ass houses in these expensive areas. I can't sell this house. Let's light a match. Burn the damn house down. Now the insurance company has to give me a payout. Toodles. See you later. Some of these people have insurance to where if their house is destroyed, like there's insurance to where like if your house gets destroyed, your payout is so big that it actually pays the house off for you. And it also has to give you money to build another house. Ridiculous payouts. Some of this insurance. I mean, these people have the highest level insurance. So when they get paid out, it's not like me and you getting paid out. When they get paid out, they're getting a windfall. And some of these people are going broke and say, dang, what am I going to do for money? Boom, let's burn down the house. And bam, I'm rich again. This is why the insurance companies pulled out. I don't blame the insurance companies for leaving California or canceling policies at the last minute. I'm not going to blame the insurance companies for that because the insurance companies understand what's going on here. It's fraud. And they're not allowed to really investigate it and call it for what it is because the politicians pass legislation that prevents them from investigating and going in to find out the details as to how these people's houses happen to burn down every year at the same time like clockwork. This is why they're canceling the insurance policies. Do you understand? It's not because they just don't like the people and it's a personal vendetta. California handicapped the insurance companies. They basically created a situation that was perfect for people to fraud insurance companies. So the insurance companies did what businesses do. The insurance companies did what the oil companies are doing in California. They left because no one can force you to do business in a place that you don't want to. So while you guys are trying to point at the insurance companies, they're the big baddies. They're the ones hurting everybody, and they're canceling policies on people days before the house burned down. Don't blame the insurance company. The insurance company is a business. It operates in the best interest of the business. But when you have liberal politicians, people who have never owned anything, have never run a business, they will always work to create an environment that allows for them to take advantage of businesses, to be able to hit the businesses for more taxes, to be able to make sure that the business cannot protect its own interests. And that is what was happening with the insurance companies in California. Basically, the wealthy elite and the elite politicians were in collusion to commit insurance fraud. And now their homes are burning down and the insurance companies are like, Screw that. You're not about to just get a payout. You're not getting a payout because you lived in a city and voted for policies that prevented you from being able to protect your home in the event of a fire. Guys, listen. All of this stuff was preventable, right? Understand that. Every single thing here. Every single thing here was preventable. I'm telling you, it didn't even take a massive effort. It didn't even take a massive effort to save these homes. There was one man, he literally just bought sprinklers. You know those cheap ass sprinklers that sway back and forth? You connect it to your water hose and it kind of moves like this to water your lawn. You guys know what I'm talking about. Just kind of, it's like 5 or 6 jet streams of water and it just goes like this. There was a man who bought several of those. He hooked them up when they were giving him the order to evacuate. That man hooked those sprinklers up, he turned them on, and he left his house. Do you know just those sprinklers alone not only saved that man's house, but it also saved the houses of his neighbors that live below him? You're telling me that the firefighters could not put out those fires and a dude saved his house with sprinklers? These are the things that make me believe that this stuff was orchestrated. So the firefighters of Los Angeles can't put out these fires because, oh, they're just raging too out of control. But a man could save his house in the heart of these fires, right? Just using a sprinkler system. Not even an elaborate one. Just a basic sprinkler set that you can go buy from any hardware store in America. Come on, guys. Yeah, and I didn't even want to say oscillating sprinklers because Derwin, I don't even want to say oscillating sprinklers because when you hear the word oscillating, that makes some people think, oh, this was some elaborate setup. It was a very simple setup. It was nothing elaborate at all. Literally, there's a fire. Let's put a little bit of water on it, and it saved his house and saved the homes of all of his neighbors who live beneath him. I'm telling you, there was no effort. Damn, there not being water. There was no effort made.
You're in front of a very
and
similar.
Let me tell you this. I'm not just saying there was no effort made on behalf of the city. I'm saying that there was no effort made on behalf of the people who live in the houses. They wanted the houses to burn down, if you ask me. They want these insurance payouts. A lot of these celebrities want to get the hell out of California because it's getting ridiculous. Sometimes the only thing keeping people here is because they own a home. It's like an anchor for them. There's other places where production is going on, movies are being made, all that. They want to go live over there. Hey, they want to go live in Texas, Florida, somewhere like that, where they could keep the majority of the money they make, right? Oh, man, C-Style, I'm with you. Ain't going to be no mandatory home upgrades. Nope. There's not going to be any more homes built there, and we're going to actually get into that a little bit later on in this broadcast, but there's not going to be any more homes built there. That's what you got to understand. This was all orchestrated. This was all done intentionally. It was collusion. The elite 1% and the elite in the political elite. This is collusion. No two ways about it. Everything you're seeing, it looks like a movie script. It's too precise. This home was burned down, but the house next to it didn't burn down. This house survived, but all 4 houses around it got burned down. Man, that ain't no damn coincidence. Don't no fire move like that. Oh, I'm going to take this house, but not this one. Man, this is purpose. This is purposeful. Oh, man, my house is not in the path of the fire. Why do you think, man? I'm telling you, intentionally done. Intentionally done. I'm telling you, If you don't believe me when I say this was intentionally done, I got a video. I got a video about an arsonist who was caught but wasn't even charged. The guy was going around setting houses on fire and was caught and apprehended, but was not charged. Now, explain that. He was caught and apprehended. He was arrested, but he was not charged. What the heck is that? He was going around with a flamethrower, setting homes on fire, but was not charged. Please help me understand that. Please help me understand that. Because it's all intentional. It's all intentionally done. The fire didn't naturally go towards this house, so we got to send people down. We got to send people down to burn the houses that were missed, conveniently missed. 100%. I'm going to show you guys the video. And I'm going to have to read this because they don't got no words on this joint. But you guys can see what happened. I'm going to show you guys what happened. Okay, so this is in Pacific, I think this is Pacific Palisades or something. Somewhere in that general area, right? Okay. So if you watch the video, this man comes to the clinic. Video shows homeless man with flamethrower, that's what's in his right hand, tackled by residents in California. If you guys don't know about this, they will recruit homeless people to do crimes like this. They'll do it for cheap. They'll do it for nothing, right? Here's $100, $300. Go set these 4 houses on fire. You ain't gonna get in trouble. We guarantee. I'm not gonna get in trouble. Nah, just go. You know, we need you to hook us up. Here's $500, $1,000, right? Look at him, flamethrower right in his hand. What is a homeless person doing with a flamethrower in that neighborhood? This man on a damn bike. This is in the hills. So bro is hitting hills on a damn beach cruiser, on a mountain bike. A mountain bike that looked brand damn new, like they just gave it to him. Yeah, we want you to go up in those hills over there on this bike with these flamethrowers and set this shit on fire. I could already see it. I could already see it. Bro, it's all over this. Where was this guy going with this flamethrower? Where was this guy going with this flamethrower? That's the only question that needs to be answered. Where was he going? And why was this guy arrested and not released? And then released. Not trying to point out something too. You still have the right to place somebody under citizen's arrest. You still have the right to whoop a motherfucker up out their socks if they doing something that threatens your livelihood or your home. They did it. See, these are people who are rich, but these are not the celebrity elite. Understand that. These are people who are rich, but these are not the celebrity elite. Some of these people aren't even rich. Some of these people have those homes up there because they were handed down to them by their parents who bought the homes up there back when nobody wanted to live up there, right? Those are the people who are truly being affected by this. The guy who has the flamethrower, he's working for the celebrity elite and the elite politicians that they are colluding with to destroy their homes for the purpose of what? Insurance fraud, allegedly. I gotta say allegedly so I don't get sued. Allegedly, right? There's no way that guy woke up one random day and was like, yeah, let me hit the hills of Pacific Palisades with a blowtorch on a damn bike and set some houses on fire. But I tell you what they did do. They sent somebody just like him into the woods over there and told him, hey, just light all this shit on fire. Just light all this shit on fire and get out of there. I'm telling you, this right here is all the proof you need. What is this guy doing? What is this guy doing with this damn blowtorch in these hills? And he's trying to get away, but they're on it. Look, hit him with the foot sweep. That guy been training jujitsu or something. But this is what I'm telling you. And I love it. Shout out to this guy. He chased his ass down. Bro put on the jets. Hell no. Ran him up off that bike because they see it. And this dude looks like he's Armenian. See, and you don't understand. These Middle Eastern dudes, these Armenians, this shit, they not playing that shit. They just got their money and they just got in access into those areas. They're not trying to burn nothing down. They got businesses and everything else in those cities around there, and they're not leaving without a fight. They're not leaving out without a fight. Now, you explain to me why this guy is in those hills with a blowtorch and you got a bunch of politicians talking about, oh, this is Karen Bass's fault. They're all in it. I'm not saying she's not to blame, but they're all in on it. This is a statewide conspiracy. This is a statewide conspiracy. See, they wanted to get rid of the man. I'm telling you, Adam Carolla, I did another show. Go check it out. I'm going to start. Y'all, tonight I'm producing clips. I know these videos be a little bit long, and I know there's a lot of people giving me a chance and watching this show now who want to get straight to the meat. I'm producing clips, and the clips are going to be on my other YouTube channel, the Notorious BDT. The Notorious BDT YouTube channel. It's going to all be over there. You're going to get to watch the live streams here, and you're going to be able to check out the clips over there. It took me a while to figure out how I wanted to do it, but you're going to be able to watch the long live streams over here, right? But I'm going to break them down into clips, and I'm going to put them over there. So it'll be like more smaller chunks of this same information. But Adam Carolla was saying that, the celebrities, when they went back to rebuild their houses and all that stuff, they're going to get hit with these permits. The state is trying to get money out of them and all this stuff for the rebuilds. But I had to correct Adam Carolla. They don't want to just evict those people and not let them rebuild. They want to put high-rise apartments in the places where these people own these homes on this super expensive real estate. These guys got 1 and 2 and 3 acres up in Malibu, 1 and 2 and 3 acres up in the Pacific Palisades. They burned these people out on purpose. So they burned them out so they could put high-rise apartments there and blow up the population of those areas. People are like, oh man, they want to protect the environment. They want to stop climate change. No, every city, guys, I don't care how rich and affluent the city is. Every city wants more people. Why? Because that's more tax revenue. More people spending money at the businesses. More people having to pay for parking. More people having to pay parking tickets. More people getting street sweeping tickets. All this mess. They want more people. If you come to California and understand what and look around, you will understand exactly what they are doing. They are literally trying to pack these places with people. And you can't do that when you have an actor with a 5-acre sprawling mansion, right? And then next to him, a dentist who has a 5-acre piece of land with a huge mansion on top. And then next to him, you got some politician with the same thing. Then next to him, you got some freaking porn director with the same thing. You got way more land than you have people. And a single family only pays taxes, right? for a single family. But if you occupy 5 acres in LA, right? Do you know they could take that 5 acres that your one family of 4 people is occupying, and they could put 1,000 people on that 5 acres in a high-rise apartment building? Come to LA, we got them everywhere. These sprawling apartment buildings, they're huge. There's like multiple buildings, and it's just packed with people. And these people have money, some of them upper middle class, right? They're rolling out in their Lexus and their Mercedes and Maserati and all this stuff. They have a lot of this stuff out in like Orange County, Irvine. You got places like Via Siena, Mosaic, these different nice places. That's what they're trying to build up in Malibu. But for the longest time, they couldn't do it because there was just too many people owning homes up there. Too many rich people owning homes. And 100% Karen Bass was in on it, but she had no idea that she was going to end up being the fall guy. She 150% was in on it with him, but she didn't wake up and smell a coffee and realize that she was the damn fall guy. And now everybody is turning on her ass. Everybody is turning on her ass. And if you don't believe me, my theory, right? If you don't believe my theory, there are Hollywood actors who are being interviewed right now, right? Who are saying the same thing. I watched an interview last night with Mel Gibson. Melly Mel. He sat down with Laura Ingraham, and she was like, Mel being all stoic and stuff, trying to be all philosophical and shit. But ultimately, Mel Gibson is super, super rich, right? So he doesn't really give a damn. And he didn't even make it seem like he really cared, right? He's in California because he likes living here. So he wasn't like, he's not holding on to that stuff, right? But when Mel Gibson started speaking, he literally alluded to the fact. He was like, do you want California empty? Well, maybe they do, because I've heard a lot of things going about that. And that's what's going on. They don't want California empty. They want California more inundated with people. They got to make a place for these people to live. They're the people who serve them, who work in their shitty little restaurants and in their coffee shops and at their bistros and their little yuppie bakeries. Those people have to have somewhere to live, because no one wants to drive from South Central to Malibu every day, right? That is like, with traffic, that's an hour drive. Sometimes an hour and a half or 2 hours if traffic is bad. So they always have trouble finding people to work in those places. I remember one time I was in Brentwood. It was so funny because I got a ticket too, but I fought my ticket because the damn thing wasn't working and I won. I was in Brentwood and I saw a guy running out from a restaurant with his little chef's outfit on, his little waiter outfit on, and he's putting money in a parking meter. And I'm like, wait a minute. What's up, bro? Why are you putting money in a parking meter? Don't you work here? He said, oh, yeah, I work right here, but there's no parking. The owner won't let us park in the parking lot because the parking lot was kind of small. He said, so we have to park on the street. So every like hour or two, he has to run outside and put quarters in the parking meter. I'm like, imagine going to work to make money and you got to spend every day that you're working. God knows how much. It's probably $2 or $3 over there because it's so expensive. You got to spend like $3 or $4 every 2 hours while you at work. See, that makes people say, F this, man, I'm going to go work somewhere else. So they're constantly having to find new people to come up there to serve them. And they're tired of that. So they're like, no, we need more apartment housing. We need these big complexes so they could move 5 and 10 people up in a 2-bedroom. Like, you know, a lot of like people are okay with doing that. Right? Not black folks, not really white folks, but you know what I'm talking about. Some people are okay with doing it. That's all this is about. And then they want the working, the middle class, the upper middle class, even the lower middle class. They want them there. That's all tax revenue. And if you know anything about California, they don't give a damn about people think it's about race and all. It ain't about race. It's about money. That's all they see. They're like, dude, listen. More people, more money. More people, more money. That is it. That's all they're thinking about. We're gonna go from the midway point of this video right after Christy Crowley speaks and says that she was abandoned, but that the city failed her. Like, how often do you see an official within a city throwing the city under the bus, talk about the city failed me? That only happens under black leadership. That only a white official will do that to a black mayor. Because when you work in any type of administration, you are never supposed to say that stuff in public. You will never hear a Republican a Democrat who is working in the Biden administration say Joe Biden failed this country. This lady right here, that was the moment I knew. Well, I already knew before she said this, but that's when it was set in stone that Karen Bass was the fall guy for this situation. Let's tap into this Mel Gibson interview because it's definitely worth watching and considering, because he basically confirmed everything I thought, which shows me that my mind is working in the right direction because he's someone who actually lives up there. He lives up there. So if he's saying this, what need would he have to lie?
Mel, reaction to that?
Well, I know they were messing with the water, letting reserves go for one reason or another. They've been doing that a while. California has a lot of problems that sort of baffle the mind as far as why they do things. And then in the events like this, you sort of look, oh, is it on purpose? Which it's an insane thing to think. But one begins to ponder whether or not there is a purpose in mind. What could it be? I don't know. Do they want the state empty? I don't know.
Well, Mel, there's already talk, and we played a couple of sound bites of reimagining the way rebuilding occurs. And obviously there's a great need for high density housing in California and across the country. That's a big push by the climate folks. And you're already hearing rumblings of that. In this case, like goodbye single family homes, hello high density housing.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, Mel Gibson, he's in his own mind, right? He's a little crazy already, but he's just thinking about it because it's pissing him off. And you could tell Mel wants to go off right now. Mel, I feel you because I would want to go off too. But when people say, when she says, these climate folks are talking about getting rid of single family housing and just have high density housing, meaning apartment housing, but like mega apartments, like when you see those futuristic movies and everybody lives in like a cubicle. You guys know what I'm talking about. All those dystopian movies, and you live in these mega cities and you just live basically in a block in the wall and everybody has one. But let me tell you this. It's not environmentalism. It's not the environmentalists. It's the socialists, guys. It is the communist socialist contingent that is in this country. It has nothing to do with the environment. They will use the environment. They'll use the radical environmentalist rhetoric to get it done, to get it signed into law. But this is all about socialism. This is all about ultimately slavery. Basically, you're going to be nothing but a worker that comes out of your cube, goes to work for the elite 1% and the elite political elite. And then when you're done, you're going to go back to your cubicle where everything is surveilled, everything is highly controlled, your neighbors are snitching on you if you even say something that's out of line, and you will live your existence as a damn slave. These people are doing nothing but building slave quarters. And it ain't just for black people. It's for every American who is not super wealthy, every American who's outside of the 1% and the 5%. And if you don't believe me, just pay attention to what's going on. Look at the characteristics. Look at what's happening. They are burning people out of their homes. Understand that. That's what this was. This was no different from back in the day when the old land baron would burn people up out of their homes so he could buy their land. He'd run people up off of their farm so he could buy their land because he wanted to own up all the land because a railroad or something was coming through. This is no different from that. This is literally the 1% elites in collusion with the political elites to get you off that land so they can take the land and they can develop it and put dense, high density housing. So they can put high density housing on that land. You know how many of these rich people, once they get done fighting with the damn state in the local government trying to build their home, you know how many of these people are gonna say, you know what? F it, man. Just give me 5 million for the plot and I'm out of here. Give me 10 million for the land and I'm out of here. So many. And they know that. That is why they put all these ridiculous environmentally responsible laws in place in California that makes it almost impossible for you to build. Yeah, most of us would take the money. You gonna take the money, or you gonna fight against the California government, the political structure of California? You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win. Because these people are not fighting fair. They're fighting by weaponizing the emotions of a bunch of dummies against you. It's like a mindless mob against you, and you're like the only person thinking logically, and they're just like, they're not even thinking. They're just feeling their way through everything. Oh, man, I've heard of that. The LA Smart City Project, I've heard of that. And even Mel Gibson says, man, this is going to take decades to implement this stuff. He thought he was going to be dead by the time this stuff came about, but they're starting it now. Let's play some more.
It's pretty scary, and it'll take decades to do that too. It's like even if it, if it's a good idea, which I don't know if it is, but reminds me of the old cattle barons clearing people off the land, But I don't know. I can make all kinds of horrible theories up in my head, conspiracy theories and everything else, but it just seemed a little convenient that there was no water, and and that the wind conditions were right, and that there are people ready and willing and able to start fires. And are they commissioned to do so, or are they just acting on their own volition? I don't know. But they seem pretty well equipped, some of these people that they're catching.
A lot of questions. A lot of questions.
And Mel Gibson is basically just telling you, if you got a brain in your head, you could see he's saying it sarcastically, kind of in a tongue-in-cheek way, but he's basically telling you what's going on. He was like, and I don't know, Mel ain't trying to get in trouble. He work in Hollywood, but Mel is like, man, like, I don't know if it's a good idea, but even if it is, which I don't know if it is, it's going to take decades, meaning, okay, this stuff is going to take decades for y'all to even implement this stuff. So why are you trying to, he's telling you they're trying to speed up the process, basically, because it would take them decades to try to get these people to sell and go about it the right way, which is to say, hey, let's try to use eminent domain, give you what your property is worth, help you relocate somewhere else. There are ways to do this. They don't want to take the long route. They're trying to do this immediately. Then he talks about the people who are well equipped to come around and burn down houses. And he's like, and I wondered if they were commissioned to do that. That means basically was they sent up there to do it, because they're awfully well equipped with the perfect tools necessary to set houses on fire. JC, I'm telling you, same thing like Hawaii, 100%. 100%. Because no celebrity or single homeowner, right, is going to have more money than these land developers, these real estate developers. These real estate developers have millions and billions of dollars backing them. These are investment firms. So it's a bunch of rich people against like individual rich people. Who do you think is going to be able to pay these politicians more money? The land developers or these individual celebrities? These are Hollywood people. They make money and then they sit on their money. They make money, they invest so that they get enough return to pay for their expenses. And then they just go sit up in their house on the hills and they're good with, you know, I can go get my latte every day and I can take my car to the car wash. And, you know, whatever new car I want for the year or every 3 or 2 years, I can afford to buy it. And I can use the returns for my investments. This is California. This is the California dream. If you guys want to know, I live in California. I'm right here in LA County. Californians, we're not very complicated people. We just want enough money so that we can enjoy all that California has to offer without punching a damn clock every day. That's all we want. Trust me, ask any Californian. California is like being on vacation 24 hours a day. It's like you live in the vacation spot, but you can't really enjoy any of the amenities because you gotta work like hell to stay here. You think I don't want to just get up every day and go over to the Trump golf course and go every Sunday and eat the brunch up there for $135 a person? Of course I do. You think I don't? Well, I do. I do have my latte on the daily basis. Speaking of lattes, guys, please show some love by contributing to the stream. The International Latte Boy does need money to have his lattes. So buy me a coffee or whatever you want to tell yourself you're doing when you contribute to the stream. The link is in the top of the comments. Don't be afraid to hit that link. Do not be afraid to hit that link because we are telling pure truth right here. And there's no one covering these fires the way I'm covering them. The people going up there showing you videos of burned down houses aren't even covering the fires the way I'm covering these fires because I'm calling it before it happens, and then it's happening. So if you watch this channel, you're gonna hear it before it happens. Then you're gonna say, you know what? I know I'm in the right place. I know this brother's on the right track because he's calling it. And I'm telling you, if there are truly, Gavin Newsom wants to launch an investigation into the water supply. Why doesn't he launch an investigation into how he and the other California legislators literally made it impossible for these people to fight for their homes, made it impossible for these fires to be taken care of? Talking about the reservoir was closed for repairs. Oh, it wasn't empty because they wanted it to be empty so people couldn't save their homes. The reservoirs were closed for repairs. Understand the stupidity of that statement. And then so when they're saying that, people are going up to the reservoir and they're like, wait a minute. They're saying that this reservoir was closed for repair, but there's not a single sign of construction being done in these places. So, it was closed for repairs. Okay, where are the repair crews? Where are the repair crews at? If it's closed for repairs, and shouldn't they be working double time right now since we got all these fires we're trying to put out? It's all a lie. It's all cap. They're literally sitting back, waiting for this stuff to burn. And I promise you, this time next year, you'll see apartments going up on those properties. Watch. I promise you. Mark my words. This time next year, you will see apartment buildings, high density housing being built on those properties. Mark my words. I will never lie to you on the internet. This time next year, you will see high density apartment buildings being built. And let me tell you something else. The guy who ran against Karen Bass for mayor of Los Angeles. Hold on real quick. Rick Caruso, right? He ran against Karen Bass for mayor of Los Angeles. Rick Caruso owns an apartment complex in the Pacific Palisades. I'm going to let y'all answer in the comments for y'all who right here with me. Do you believe, yes or no, did his apartment complex get burnt down? Tell me what you think. I'm going to give you a second. Yes or no? Do you think Rick Caruso's apartment complex was burnt down in Pacific Palisades? Everything around him is burnt down. Do you think that Rick Caruso's apartment complex in the Pacific Palisades was burnt down? You guys are really smart. You guys are highly intelligent. Of course it wasn't. Of course it wasn't. It survived. It survived. Do you think the mall, there's a big mall in Pacific Palisades. Do you think the mall was burned down in Pacific Palisades? Everybody's house burned down, but was the mall burned down? Of course it wasn't, silly Billy. That's where the billionaires get their money. Of course it wasn't. We were just trying to burn all this celebrity trash up out of here and this low income trash up out of here. So we can take their apartment, their plots and build and invest. We can all invest in building high-rise, high-density housing in those areas. That is it. That is all. That is it, and that is all. I'm telling you. The play is so obvious. The play is so obvious. Even a child could see what they're doing, what they were trying to do. It's so obvious. And I'm like, but guess what? Those people up in them hills, loyal Democrat voters. So part of me is like, you know what? They got what they wanted. This is the leadership they selected for themselves. I didn't select I don't vote for these Democrats out here. I know they're totally corrupt. I know they're totally corrupt and diabolical. But ain't it crazy when your chickens come home to roost? Ain't it crazy when you think that you in on it, but you really on the outside, but you really outside? And that's what I tell my people. Don't even for a second think that you are in on what these people are doing. These people are using you because that's all they know how to do. And if you need any proof of that, just go ahead and look at these black politicians. We got Cori Bush. We got Jamal Bowman. We got Nina Turner. We got the damn Tiffany Cross, the host on MSNBC. We got Kamala Harris, right? Who else do we got? Who else lost their damn job? You got Karine Jean-Pierre. They was trying to get rid of her ass. She refused to leave. We got Fonnie Willis. You got Maxine Waters, but she wasn't going to take the hit. Instead, she let her nephew take the fall for her. And the list goes on and on. And now you can add Karen Bass to the list. Now you can get add Karen Bass to the list. She is the latest in a long line of female Democrat liberal politicians who jumped her ass out there on the front line on behalf of her party, got real down deep and dirty up in the mud with them to take advantage of her own constituents, the people from her own city that she claims to love. And guess what? She's about to be out of a job. She might end up going to jail for criminal negligence. Must feel good. Must feel great to be her right now. I bet she's sitting around the way these people turning on her. Her head is probably spinning. The way they made this all her fault. What the hell does the mayor have to do with the water coming from Sacramento down to LA? What does the mayor of LA have to do with that? Nothing. That's the governor's job. And he signed all the legislation. Greetings. Do you think this was by design? And do you think the mayor will survive? I don't know. It all depends on people's attention span. But I know, I know it was by design. Donnie Williams, what up, man? What up, man? Let me play this real quick. I got to get to this real quick because I got one more video for y'all that we're going to talk about for a split second. All right, right here. This is, they're asking, why wasn't the 117 million gallon reservoir used during the Pacific Palisades fires? Man, I remember this little Asian dude, Fukuhama or whatever his name is, from when I was little. He's still doing his thing.
The Palisades fire has grown to more than 21,000 acres. It is only 8% contained as firefighters continue to battle dry conditions.
With more than 5,000 homes and structures lost, it is the fourth most destructive wildfire in California history. Meanwhile, we're following reports of looting in the area. We're also learning why a nearby reservoir, a crucial resource, could not be used in the firefight. So let's go live to Iowa.
Listen, I'm telling you, there was a man who saved his home with a sprinkler that he bought from a hardware store. The little sprinkler that go back and forth. Let me make what's up here. The little sprinkler that goes back and forth like that little basic one your grandma used to use to water her grass. He saved his home in the home of 14 of his neighbors, the 14 homes of his neighbors, with that simple sprinkler. So when they tell you something like this is the fourth most destructive wildfire in California history, yes, it's the fourth most destructive because they let it destroy. They allowed it to destroy. Yeah, of course, I could light a twig on fire. And if you let that burn and throw that in somebody's house and just let that keep on burning, eventually, and you just sit there for days and don't do nothing, that will become the biggest fire in California history. Yes, it was the most destructive fire because you allowed the fire to happen. That's it. You allowed the fire to happen. So it destroyed more than than many other fires before it. You didn't even try to fight it back. I bet you it's the first most destructive fire where the fire department didn't even try to battle it back. I bet you it tops that list. California fires where the fire department didn't even put no water on the fire for 10 days. It's going to be number one on the list. Easy.
This news reporter Josh Haskell, live in Pacific Palisades. Josh?
Yeah, David and Colleen, it has been a desperate scene here all day. We are at the final checkpoint to get into Pacific Palisades. Take a look. Residents are trying to get in, but you need a police escort. They are being turned away. Most are. But first, I do want to play a video that I received earlier from a friend.
Wait, now your house done burnt down and you can't even get in to go get your stuff or see what's left. This is what they want. They burned you out. Now they're not going to let you back in. They're not going to let you back in till they make decisions, till they find out, okay, how do we implement the next phase of this thing we're doing here, of this scam, right? You mean to tell me the fires is out, but I can't drive on this freeway to go back where my house is? You don't got to worry about fire. It ain't nothing else to burn. There's nothing else to burn. It's ridiculous. Yeah, and that thing about the billionaire family owning the water, that's not entirely accurate. And they offered to sell the reservoir back to California, and California refused to buy it. They didn't want it because they was like, hell no, we about to burn all this shit down.
Friend that was recorded on his home Ring camera. His family is evacuated, but it was a surprise recording from a firefighter who's in place in his driveway for structure protection.
Hello, I don't know if you can see this, but we're the City of Orange Fire Department. We're assigned for protection, what we call full patrol of your neighborhood. So we'll be roaming around probably the whole next 24 hours, make sure nothing flares up, so we can protect your property.
Now take a look at this line of cars on Sunset Boulevard at one of the 3 checkpoints. Now residents have been lining up to see if they still have a home and retrieve their belongings. The Palisades fire is the fourth most destructive fire in California history. The devastation catastrophic, as it really feels that over 50% of the town of Pacific Palisades is gone. The fire is currently at 8% containment. Now, it's burned over 21,000 acres, 5,300.
Let me stop that damn picture. What do y'all notice? What do y'all notice? What do y'all notice? What is still standing? What do y'all notice about these fires? Everything around is burning, but what's still standing? Now, to own an apartment in this area, you got to be, I would say you got to have a net worth of at least 100 mil just to own and maintain and all that stuff for this stuff. Do you notice all the apartment buildings are still standing? Notice all the single family units are gone, but all the apartments are still standing. The stores are still standing. Why do you know why they're not letting those people up there? They're not letting those people up there so they could finish the job. They're not letting those people up there so they could finish the damn job. They don't want you to roll up and see them burning your damn house down. Knocking you might have some beams stand, they coming through with the axe, knocking it on down. They want you to feel devastated when you get back up there. So you'll just say, man, you know what? I'm just going to take my insurance money and get the hell out of here. I'm telling you, my boy, low value man in the building. California will become the 22nd Russian Republic. Billionaire oligarchs are so kind when they rule. Brandon, where's your assigned cubicle going to be? Cubicle AW205 looks real nice, 100 square feet. You funny as hell. Assign me my cubicle in Africa because that's where I'm going to be. I done told y'all. I done already told y'all, bro. These commies ain't getting me, bro. I got a plan. Believe that. I got a plan. And listen, it don't involve staying here. That's for sure. That's for sure. Man, this is really sad, man. This is really sad. I don't feel sorry for, but you know what? I don't feel sorry for these people because these people voted for this. This is who they voted for. This is who they, I don't like Trump. I'm leaving the country if he gets elected for. Whole time, the real diabolical ones is the ones that they supporting. I mean, what are we going to do with that? The real diabolical evil villains are the ones y'all voting for. And when we try to reason with y'all and talk some sense into y'all, we get called all types of names. Stop playing. Multifamily units still standing. 100%. Orchestrated, man.
21,000 acres, 5,316 structures have been destroyed, and over 3,000 firefighters are assigned. Air support has helped a great deal, but as we've been reporting, one of the two LA County super scoopers assigned to the Palisades fire was hit by a drone and has been taken out of service until Monday. The current red flag warning ends tonight, and another one will start Monday. Here's what
a super scooper airplane, the ones that go down and scoop up the water and drop the water, got hit by a drone and now it's out of service. A drone? What the hell can a drone do to a freaking airplane, guys? This is so damn stupid. A drone hit an airplane, so the airplane got to be taken out of commission until Monday. This stuff is so, man, you couldn't write a better script than that for a movie than what these people are doing. They think people are stupid. They think people are stupid. And then Joe Biden, 100% of everything is covered. Go over to Notorious BDT. I already talked about it over there. I got a video up. Go check it out. Check it out.
Mayor Bass said today, and also we interviewed a resident of Pacific Palisades whose home was looted.
I want the residents of Los Angeles region to have faith in what we are doing 24 hours a day. I can say on behalf of our first responders from the fire department, the police department, we are doing everything we can to bring the situation under control, and success has been reported.
We saw about 3 guys go in. They're wearing what you'd see like people wear during COVID, just like a hoodie and the normal mask. And essentially they just went in and they took a lot of things. They didn't take any photos, like sentimental things. Those are still there, but we did have a good amount of cash in there. We had watches. Most importantly, clothes. A lot of nice clothes, designer things.
Now, Aiden and his family are under a mandatory evacuation. And although firefighters saved their home, they now have to deal with looting. Now, they told me they feel betrayed by the city. Also, the Santa Ynez Reservoir, which holds 117 million gallons of water, is currently closed because of repairs to its cover, and it could not be used during the Palisades fire. Although it is located in the middle of the Palisades, in the Palisades Highlands, and some believe it would have really helped. Governor Newsom has ordered a probe as to why that reservoir was offline. Now, there is no word yet how those looters have been getting into Pacific Palisades, because there really are checkpoints at every entrance and exit. That is part of the reason why the National Guard has been called in and is on their way here. We haven't seen them here yet, but we expect them to be in the Palisades shortly.
Now, man, I'm telling you, man, this is all a scam. You're calling in the National Guard for looters, people looting people's home. Where are the police at? Where are the police at? This is what I'm telling you, man. California, you want your state to look like California, specifically LA County? That you want to live in a place where politicians take your tax money and then act like they're powerless to stop crime and all this stuff? Move to California. Move to California. The highest taxes in the country. And we got politicians acting like they can't stop people from looting our houses. Where are the popo? But let me tell you, let it be a bum. Let it be a bum that is drunk on the sidewalk. It'll be 10 cop cars surrounding his ass. It'll be damn 20 cop cars. Guys, do me a favor real quick. This is the other channel where I'm putting the clips. I'm going to start putting all the clips over there. I know a lot of y'all like the clips. I'm going to start putting the clips over there, over here on the Notorious BDT. The Notorious BDT YouTube channel. So if you are not subscribed, if you have not checked out the content that is over there, please do so. As soon as this stream ends, go over there and check out what we have to offer. We're diversifying it. We also got the food channel. I'm getting back into that. The cheat meal reviews channel. I'm getting back into that. I'm subscribed to your other channel, you nigga. My boy Low Value Man's funny as hell. Hey, real quick, before we wrap this up, please let me give a quick shout out to all the people who contributed to the stream in a monetary fashion. I appreciate everyone who watches this channel. I appreciate everyone who hits the like button. That costs you nothing. I appreciate everyone who shares this channel and what's going on here with other people. And I also appreciate the people who contribute to this channel. We are demonetized right now. The man is after us. Hopefully we can get that back this year, right? Maybe we can get our monetization back this year. But until then, this is how we're rolling. Shout out to my boy JP from the LB, always contributing in a major way to the channel. Thank you so much, my brother. Much love. See you again soon. We got some business we about to handle. Shout out to my boy DT. I just say initials. If I don't know, if I see your name, but I'm gonna just say your initials. I'm not trying to dox nobody. Shout out to my boy DT for contributing to the stream in a major way. Got us with the $10 holler. And then shout out to my boy Laughing Like Sagat. Laughing Like Sagat for hitting us with a $10 holler, man. I appreciate you so much. It means a lot. It means a lot, especially when I'm demonetized. You guys don't understand how depressing it is to be demonetized, which I'm not, it's not hitting me as bad as it's not as bad as for some people who depend on YouTube ads. I've always relied more on contributions from my audience, right? So it's not stopping like, it's not. What I realized is a lot of people, when it comes to contributions, you put a link up or something, and they're like, okay, I got Cash App, I got PayPal, I got Zelle, I'm gonna just shoot it through there. But there are a lot of people who enjoy having that little barrier of anonymity between them and the people who they support on YouTube. So they won't contribute to your stream because they don't have a way to do so without you knowing who they are or you having some like level of access to them. So that does hurt our ability to generate contributions, which then hurts our ability to put money back into the channel. Like, there's just little things like that I like to do, little things I like to do for the audience, as far as like with the display or whatever you call it, like the setup. We were rocking in the studio. I love being at the studio, nice place. I could, go crazy in there, yelling, whatever, it doesn't matter. Got to be a little bit more reserved at the house. Got neighbors and all that stuff. And then sometimes you guys might not even get a live stream because, the house is just chaotic. You know what I'm saying? Shit's going on. And I don't like that. So I'm working hard every day to try to change things, fix things. YouTube is lame as hell. They tried to say I had hateful content. Have you heard anything hateful on here? Harmful content. Is there anything on here that has come across as harmful? But that's just their way of being able to kind of just control what's being put out. They might even say that just me talking about this collusion between the California political elite and the 1% elite, they might say that that's harmful, right? Because they don't want anybody questioning what's going on. And they say that they don't do that, but even now, Mark Zuckerberg is, he's exposing everything. You got the damn CEOs now telling you what these people are telling them, right? What these people are telling them. My boy, Mr. Ife Oluwa, man, if I was Nigerian, bruh, I would want that to be my name. On God, Ife Oluwa. Can I be your brother, man? Can I come to Nigeria and get adopted into the family? I love that name. It's dope as hell. But no, never. I never say anything hateful. I welcome all people to come to this channel, come up here, talk, say what they believe. Hey, Andy, I know who reported me now. I actually got with some techies and they telling me who exactly reported me. I'm just gonna say 26,000 people who wear hats that look like bowls on their heads. And I ain't talking about Chinese people. 26,000 people who eat unleavened bread and get bar mitzvahed. That's all I'm gonna say. It's not a good look. But guys, things are looking up. I think they're allowing me back into the algorithm now. My views are trending up. So they're letting more people see my content, my subscribers. I used to do 100 subscribers a week. All of a sudden, boom, as soon as I got demonetized, I went down to like no subscribers, no new subscribers for months. So when they try to tell you, oh no, we don't change anything, this doesn't affect how your channel, that is all crap. You don't go from 111, 120 new subscribers a week to 0 subscribers in a week. That doesn't even make sense. So we know that we know they're up to no good, but it's okay. We persevere. That's what we do. We're built for this. So you can't be here. You can't be here and not have a thick skin. Sure as hell didn't stop No Jumper from calling because they're hitting me up. Me and Flacco been talking. Might be going over there. Maybe. I'm going to throw that out there so you guys could go over there and tell them they need to get me on No Jumper so I could criticize all these Negroes to their face, right? But they're still calling me. I'm getting a lot of offers right now, which is crazy. So there's always a silver lining. When one door closes, another door always opens, guys. It doesn't stop me from being on the viral way, right? So I would say the past year was still a success because though, I lost my monetization right when I wanted to start doing more short form videos and just getting a little bit more of that ad revenue to give me a little bit of an ability to like move around a little more, because my goal was to be able to like travel and do this, you know what I'm saying? Do my thing from Africa a little more often, because y'all know when I go out there, I still come to y'all live, you know what I'm saying, with the info. I want to get out there with O'Shea and them boys, you know what I'm saying? I want to get out there and build while I work. But a lot of them are doing that with YouTube monetization. That gives you the vehicle to do that. And I want to be there. I got my stuff. I got my land and shit. I want to, I want to do stuff. I want to be with the big dogs. But they took the monetization. But that door closed temporarily, and now some other stuff is coming around. So we're gonna talk. Me and Flacco, we're gonna talk. Me and Adam, we're gonna talk, and we're gonna see what happens. Why not? Why not? They need a little bit of dose of this Pan-African situation. Yeah, he peeking. Nah, he's a cool dude. I like that dude, actually. He's a cool brother, man. But hopefully just more opportunities, man. I love collabing, working with different people. I've never been one to shy away from the opportunity to work with other people, because I love learning from people, and everything I do, I like to be good at it. So when you're getting attention, just the attention from these people, it just shows you must be doing something right. And I want you guys to know that when you come watch this channel, you're here with somebody who is certified, somebody who is legitimate, not some weirdo loser, who don't know nothing, who just talking and running his mouth, but gonna go hide up under the bed when the smoke come. That's not me. I'm not right. John Doe, shout out to John Doe. Yeah, man, for real. I'm not a quitter. I never really quit at anything. I like to just see it through, get everything I can out of it. So, man, thank y'all. It means a lot having y'all here with me, just at any time, but especially during times like this when the path forward is not so clear. But definitely, whether it's clear or not, there is a path forward, and I'm definitely going to be moving forward. But thank y'all so much for watching this. I'm going to go do some editing right now, get some more stuff up on the Notorious BDT. I hope y'all subscribed over there. I'm putting the link to that channel in the comments right now. I got like 153 people in here. On YouTube, I got 100. Shout out to my people on Rumble. Shout out to my people watching on X. I got to start giving y'all more love, because I do. Shout out to my people watching on Instagram, right? Shout out to all you guys. I do see you guys, and I appreciate all you guys. It's great. It's amazing to have y'all here with me. It means a lot. It means a lot. Every single one of you. And a lot of you guys I know personally. And that support from the people the people you came up with, the people who grew up like you grew up and share your experience, that means, man, that means the world, dude. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Some people act like they don't care and it's no big deal, but it means the world. It means the world. I'm telling you. To me, it does. I don't know what it means to other people, but it means the world to me. So yeah. So thank y'all all for watching this. I appreciate every single thing you do for me, every single thing you do for this channel. Till the next time, my good people, take care of yourselves, but most importantly, please take care of each other. Peace.